We are up to the record-breaking classical crossover group Il Divo. The guys have sold more than 26 million albums around the world. They have over 50 #1 records, received 160 gold and platinum sales awards in 33 countries, and the list goes on. Now they are bringing their latest show, Il Divo, a musical affair, the greatest songs of Broadway, to Pittsburgh. I interviewed the group and their special guest on tour this time, Broadway star Lea Salonga, via satellite from Los Angeles, about their show and their trip to PA. Take a look.
Un soldado a casa hoy regresó y un niño enfermo se curó.
Four men known for their mesmerizing voices and impeccable harmonies. Il Divo has been captivating the world with their brand of operatic sound, and now they are bringing it to the stage right here in Pennsylvania with their latest tour full of Broadway favorites. I spoke with the group via satellite about their Broadway-themed show. Coincidentally, they were interviewing with a New York TV station before me, practicing their New York accents.
How you doing?
Welcome.
I live in New York now, so I've kind of had to adopt the new accent.
Of course, I couldn't resist calling them out on it and teaching Il Divo and their special guest on tour, Broadway star Lea Salonga, a little Pittsburghese.
We have different language here. This is Pittsburghese, so you got to get that when you're coming to Pittsburgh. You have to say downtown and Pittsburgh and all that. So can you practice for us?
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
All right, so we got a couple of weeks here.
Yeah.
Down.
I actually spent 2 years in Pittsburgh.
Did you really? What did you do?
Yeah, I was at the Pittsburgh Opera apprentice program for 2 years after I graduated college. And
wow.
So that was kind of my segue into my opera career, which then landed me with these 3 lugs.
Oh, he means that in the nicest way.
And a beautiful rose in between.
A beautiful rose.
It's amazing.
Well, speaking of the beautiful rose, Miss Lea Salonga, how did you end up working with Il Divo?
How did I end up working with them?
Yes.
We captured her.
Just the short story is that I was asked very nicely, and I said yes, like being asked on a date by 4 men. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
Stop
baby.
it right now. No. I know that Carlos has admitted that he has been following my career since Miss Saigon, and so I guess, and we both kind of have come from the same world, having been in Les Mis, but in 2 different countries. So I think there's been an awareness of other people who have done the show, and I guess it just kind of, by some serendipitous turn of fate, landed me here in the middle of these 4 very handsome and very talented gentlemen, which, with whom it is an absolute honor and privilege and pleasure to be singing with every night. So it's all good.
Thank you. We pay you later. Thank you.
Lea's talents have already paid off big. She lent her voice to 2 Disney animated films, Jasmine in Aladdin and Mulan in Mulan. She was also the star of Broadway's Miss Saigon. She explained what Il Divo's sound brings to the classic songs of Broadway.
It's more of Il Divo's stamp on this incredible material.
It was an interesting process trying to put a musical affair, the album, together, which then developed into a musical affair, the tour. Trying to find songs, music theater is a very good kind of middle point between pop music and opera music, which is kind of where our style really lies. And we've tried a few music theater songs in the past on other albums and put them into the show, and they always got a massive response. So we thought we would make an entire album dedicated towards music theater, and trying to find the right songs that would fit all 4 of our voices, to find dramatic content that we could sink our teeth into, and not to completely try and take over and change the nature of the Broadway tunes, but at the same time not to go so far out of Il Divo land that we don't sound like us. So it was a really, it was an extensive process trying to find that balance.
Yeah. Talk about what people can expect at the show when you come to Pittsburgh.
Well, we've recorded all that beautiful repertoire, the greatest songs from Broadway and West End on our latest album, A Musical Affair, and we pretty much play the entirety of that whole album. We got the luck that Lea is able to sing all the duets. We've recorded with all the different women. She's got a wonderful and very flexible voice, so she fills in all those parts greatly. Plus, everything else pretty much that we've had on previous records, which has been used on Broadway or in the West End, that being Somewhere from West Side Story, Don't Cry for Me, Argentina, even tunes like My Way, who have actually occasionally appeared on Broadway. A lot of people might not know that. So we just got really a great, great show with a beautiful backdrop and scenery and lighting, and it's going to be a wonderful evening for everybody.
It sounds like it. Lea, I have to ask, of course, I'm sure all the ladies in our audience are wondering, is it ever distracting for you to sing with these gentlemen? They're so good looking.
Yes, it is. I get very distracted working with these gentlemen. Yes.
Oh, David, finally you make it. Finally the truth come out.
See,
here.
that's what we're here
Pittsburgh.
for. That's what we're here for.
No, it's actually not distracting. As good looking as all of them are, it stopped being distracting very quickly when we started touring together. Hang on.
Is that fading? It's fading already.
No, hang on. I mean, I first meet them. I can't remember in what order I met everybody. I think I met Urs first because he always arrives first everywhere, just because he's Swiss and works like a clock. No. But you meet them and first I'm struck. Oh my gosh, they are good looking, and then everybody sings together, and then I have to sing with them. It's like, oh, okay, now I actually have to work.
Yeah.
So it stopped being distracting, I think, at the first rehearsal, because once you end up on stage, there's so much that goes on in the environment that I need to really focus.
Yeah.
And we've all just become such friends that it's like being thrown back into high school.
Yeah.
That's how it feels.
As childish
In
as that?
the absolute nicest way.
Well, we can't wait to see you all five working together like clockwork on stage when you come to Pittsburgh. Thank you all so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Pleasure.
Looking forward
to
to
talk
it.
to you.
They sure were a lot of fun. A big thank you to Il Divo and Lea Salonga for that interview. You can see them live in Pittsburgh at the Benedum Center May 18th. The show starts at 7 p.m. and tickets are available online. And up next, WTAJ News reporter Mallory Lane joins us from our State College studio with this week's Life and Health.